Hello and very welcome everyone to this session of the current affairs. Today we are going to learn the current affairs of 20th of November 2024. So let's start and see what are the things we can add into our notes and we can update into our current affairs knowledge. So before we start, these are the topics I got covered for you in this session, and some of the topics are like this. So I have got some national news, state news, banking and finance news, defense news, science and technology, sports, important days, ranks and reports, summits and conference, defense, appointment and resignation. And at last, I will summarize all the things for all of you. Before we start, the images used in our slide deck are for educational purpose only. We respect the intellectual property rights of the original creators and owners of these images. If you are the owner of any of the images used in this deck and have any concerns or issues, please contact us at sathi@iitk.ac.in and we shall remove the images. Okay, so first news that we have with us today is the government reconstituted ISC with PM Modi as chairman. State CMs and 9 union ministers are members. So government of India has reconstituted the Interstate Council. Basically, this council is working under the constitutional mandates under the center and state relations, and for that purpose, this is for the purpose so that the particular relations between the center and state can be managed and the things can be managed between the two states. So particularly Prime Minister Narendra Modi as its chairman. So Interstate Council with the Prime Minister Narendra Modi is the current chairman. The council aims to enhance center-state and interstate coordination and strengthen cooperative federalism. Union Minister Amit Shah has been appointed as the chairman of the Standing Committee of the ISC. Committee is responsible for reviewing the implementation of ISC recommendations and addressing issues referred by the chairman or the council. So do remember, currently the government has reconstituted the Interstate Council and PM Modi as the chairman, state CMs and 9 union ministers are members. IREPL and UKTMP to set up joint venture titanium slag in Odisha. So IREL India Limited and Kazakhstan UST Kamenogorsk Titanium and Magnesium Plant GSC signed a joint venture to establish IRE UK Titanium Limited for titanium slag production in Odisha. This partnership aims to strengthen India's titanium value chain by converting low-grade ilmenite to high-grade feedstock. UKTMP GSC will provide technology for producing TI slag and will take agreed quantities for input in their TI sponge plant. Agreement was signed in the presence of Dr. A.K. Mohanty, Secretary of the Department of Atomic Energy, and Nurlan Zhalgasbayev, Ambassador of Kazakhstan. So do remember this, that IREL and UKTMP have set up to joint a venture titanium slag in Odisha. RBI expands forex monitoring with mandatory spot deals reporting. So Reserve Bank of India, the highest regulatory of banking in our country, established in 1934, has expanded the foreign exchange reporting requirement to include spot deals to ensure completeness of transaction data. So they have particularly created a new type of reporting requirement so that any kind of transactions that is done in terms of foreign exchange has been given or being particularly reported. Authorized dealers must report all interlink bank foreign exchange spots, including cash and term transaction, to the Trade Repository of the Clearing Corporation of India, starting February 10, 2025. So now any kind of deal, either it is online or either in cash, should be particularly told or reported to the Clearing Corporation of India. Expanded reporting framework aims to ensure transparency and data completeness from the foreign forex market. This change helps RBI track real-time forex market trends and better assess liquidity and volatility. And also to add to that, recently India has crossed the 700 billion marks, 700 billion foreign exchange marks currently in the current financial year 2024-2025. RBI extended implementation of ATM cassette swap mechanism till March 2025. So RBI has extended the deadline for banks and ATM operators to implement the cassette swap mechanism for money replenishment in ATMs till 31st March. Cassette swap mechanism involved swapping lockable cassettes pre-filled with currency notes during cash replenishment. Extension aims to ensure a smooth transition to the new system and enhance the security of ATM operations. Recommendation to switch to lockable cassettes was based on the report of the Committee on Currency Movement set up by the central bank. So RBI has extended the implementation of ATM cassette swap mechanism. Karnataka Bank launched two financial products for students, KBL Peak and KBL Genius. So Karnataka Bank Limited has launched two financial products, KBL Peak and KBL Genius, to empower the younger generations. KBL Peak is an education loan with financing of up to rupees 2 crore, comprehensive coverage for tuition fees, accommodation, travel, books and laptops. KBL Genius is a student saving account featuring free cyber insurance and exclusive benefits on debit cards. The product aims to help students pursue their academic goals with financial freedom and contribute to India's growing knowledge economy. So do remember that Karnataka Bank launched two financial products for students, KBL Peak and KBL Genius. Punjab and Sindh Bank launched e-bank guarantee facility. So recently Punjab and Sindh Bank have launched an e-bank guarantee facility in partnership with National E-Governance Service Limited. The e-bank e-BG facility replaces the paper-based BG issuance process with e-stamping and e-signatures. The initiative enhances the ease of business for applicants and beneficiaries by reducing the turnaround time and curbing frauds. Secure transmission and enhanced transparency save efforts and time in the verification of physical BGs. So do remember that Punjab and Sindh Bank have launched the e-bank guarantee facility. Under this, particularly, they are providing and they are replacing the paper-based bank guarantee issuance process with the e-stamping and e-signatures for smooth and swift transactions. India's overall export during April to October 2024 or at US dollar 468.27 billion with an estimated growth of 7.28%. Ministry of Commerce and Industry, which is handled by Mr. Piyush Goyal. So according to the Ministry of Commerce and Industry, who is the Minister of Commerce and Industry, that is Mr. Piyush Goyal, India's total export for October 2024 are projected to be US dollar 73.21 billion, showing a positive growth of 19.08% from October 2023. Total imports for October 2024 are estimated at US dollar 83.33 billion, attaining a growth of 7.77%. Cumulative exports during April to October 2024 are projected to be US dollar 268.27 billion, showing a growth of 7.28%. Cumulative imports during April-October 2024 are estimated at US dollar 531.51 billion, increasing by 7.05%. So do remember India's overall export during the April-October 2024 at US dollar 468.27 billion. And the largest trader this year has turned out to be China, surpassing the other countries. India signs a memorandum with Russia for advanced Pantsir air defense system. So we already have a deal with Russia in getting the S-400 and with USA about the THAAD system. But now India has again signed a memorandum with Russia for advanced Pantsir air defense system. Bharat Dynamics Limited and Russia's Rosboron Export signed Memorandum of Understanding to boost India's air defense capabilities. MOU was signed at the 5th India-Russia Inter-Governmental Commission subgroup meeting in Goa. Pantsir air defense system is designed to protect military installations from aerial threats and combines short to medium range surface to air missiles with dual 30 mm automatic cannons. System can detect and engage targets up to 36 kilometers away and at altitude of up to 15 kilometers. So do remember, India signs a memorandum with Russia for advanced anti-air defense system. This type of system generally helps from the any kind of missile attack that is going to on India. And in this type of cases, they will detect and they will launch themselves to particularly protect the particular country. So we have already the S-400 in terms of that THAAD system from Russia, S-400 from THAAD system from USA, THAAD and S-400 from Russia. And now again, the Bharat Dynamics Limited and Russian Rosboron Export have signed a memorandum to boost India's air defense capabilities. Indian scientists of PRL discovered TOI and 6651b, new planet 5 times larger than Earth. So scientists from the Physical Research Laboratory in Ahmedabad have discovered a new Saturn-sized exoplanet named TOI 6651b, orbiting a sun-like star. So first of all, one word that you can see here is exoplanet. What is the meaning of exoplanet? So any planet that you will find in another solar system other than our solar system is known as the exoplanet. Okay. So currently the Physical Research Laboratory in Ahmedabad in Gujarat has discovered this new Saturn size. That means the planet that we have discovered is a Saturn sized planet. That is the second largest planet in our solar system after Jupiter. Named it TOI 6651b. 6651b is a 5 times bigger and 60 times heavier than the Earth and was identified using the advanced PARAS-2 spectrograph. Planet is located at the edge of the Neptunian desert and orbits its star in a close 5.06-day cycle. Planet's high density suggests it consists of rocky and iron-rich materials with a lighter envelope of hydrogen and helium. So do remember, Indian scientists of PRL discovered the TOI 6651b, new planet 5 times larger than the Earth. Wriddhiman Shah announced the retirement from all forms of cricket. So Indian wicketkeeper and batsman Wriddhiman Shah has announced his retirement from all forms of cricket, marking the end of a nearly 20 years career. So Shah represented India in 40 tests, 9 ODIs and holds the record for the second most test centuries among Indian keepers. He played for 5 IPL franchises and made his last test appearance in 2021 against New Zealand. Shah has been a key player for Bengal in domestic cricket and won West Bengal's highest civilian award, the Banga Bibhushan Award. So remember the name Wriddhiman Shah. He has retired from all forms of cricket recently. Apart from him, recently Matthew Wade of Australia has also retired from all forms of cricket and is now coaching the Australian cricket team in T20s. And apart from them, recently David Malan from England, he retired along with Moeen Ali also. And earlier this year, James Anderson, one of the highest wicket taker in world cricket, has retired in England from England cricket team. And apart from all of them, recently in T20 internationals, Rohit Sharma, Ravindra Jadeja and Virat Kohli retired in Indian cricket team. PM Modi commenced the 150th birth anniversary year of the Birsa Munda on Janjatiya Gaurav Divas. So 15th of November 2024, Prime Minister Narendra Modi visited Jamui to celebrate Janjatiya Gaurav Divas and pay tribute to the tribal leader Dharti Aba Bhagwan Birsa Munda. So Bhagwan Birsa Munda was a tribal leader and a kind of a freedom fighter who fought for the tribal rights against the Britishers during the earlier 20th century. And to commemorate his sacrifice, the 15th of November is celebrated as Gaurav Divas, Janjatiya Gaurav Divas. The event marked the commencement of 150th birth anniversary year celebration of Bhagwan Birsa Munda. PM Modi inaugurated and laid the foundation stone of multiple development projects worth over rupees 6,640 crore in Jamui, Bihar. Union Minister Amit Shah unveiled a grand statue of Bhagwan Birsa Munda at Bansera Park in New Delhi and renamed Sarai Kale Khan Chowk as Birsa Munda Chowk. So that is all been done on 15th of November recently. So remember, Janjatiya Gaurav Divas is on 15th of November. International Day of Tolerance, 16th November. So the United Nations International Day for Tolerance is annually celebrated on 16th November to raise awareness about the value of tolerance. So International Day of Tolerance. Tolerance means when the particular people, they are not being offended for any kind of activity from any kind of culture and community, and they are all living together. So that is called tolerance. So International Day to commemorate the tolerance is observed on 16th November. The day promotes understanding, respect, and appreciation across different cultures and communities. It emphasizes the harmful impact of intolerance and promote policies that ensures equality and opportunity for all. The first International Day of Tolerance was observed on 16 November 1996. So do remember International Day for Tolerance 2024, November 16th. National Press Day 2024. So November 16th is particularly commemorated as the National Press Day and is commemorated to the day the Press Council of India has started its function. The theme for National Press Day is Changing Nature of the Press. Press Council of India was established on 4th of July 1966 and started its function on 16 November 1966. The day highlights the importance of maintaining high standards in journalism and ensuring the press is not influenced by any form of threats. So National Press Day is on 16th of November. And if we discuss more on this, so the press, the media, they particularly works under Article 19, Clause 1, and that is the freedom of speech and expression. Because under that, we also got the freedom of press. India ranked in top 10 countries in patent, trademark, and industrial designs. WIPO 2024 report. That is the World Intellectual Property Organization. So according to the World Intellectual Property Indicator report by WIPO, India has secured a position in the top 10 countries for patent, trademark, and industrial designs. So according to this report, India is working really good in recognizing the trademarks, the industrial designs, and patents. And under that category, India is under the top 10 countries in the world. Report assesses global trends in IP filings and shows significant growth in patent, trademark, and industrial designs application across top economies. As I said, India's growth is global intellectual property rights highlights its increasing innovation and creativity. Report underscores the importance of intellectual property in driving economic growth and development. So do remember that in terms of patent, trademark, and industrial designs, India ranks in the top 10 countries. In Innovation Index, it was 39. In Hanley Passport, it was 82. In Environment Index, it was 176. And if we talk about the Hunger Index, it was 105. Elon Musk topped Fortune's inaugural 100 most powerful people in business list. Reliance Mukesh Ambani ranked at 12th spot. So according to the data, Elon Musk, the founder and CEO of Tesla and SpaceX, has secured a top position in Fortune's inaugural list of the 100 most powerful people in business. Jensen Huang, CEO of Nvidia Corporation, and Satya Nadella, CEO of Microsoft Corporation, marked at second and third positions. Mukesh Ambani, Chairman and Managing Director of Reliance Industries Limited, ranked 12th spot and is only Indian featured on the list. List includes 18 female CEOs and business leaders highlighting their transformative influence in technology and AI. So do remember, Elon Musk topped Fortune inaugural 100 most powerful people in the business list. Reliance Mukesh Ambani ranked at 12th. So this is not the list regarding the richest person. This is the most powerful people in the business list and according to the Fortune inaugural 100. So only one person name was there, that was Mukesh Ambani, and that is on 12th spot. And Elon Musk have topped this particular venture. Elon Musk is the founder and CEO of Tesla, SpaceX, X, which was formerly known as Twitter, and apart from that, Starlink also. Niti Aayog organized symposium on green transitions in states. So Niti Aayog, that is the National Institute for Transforming India, Aayog organized a symposium on green transitions in states in collaboration with the Institute of Sustainability, Employment and Growth Foundation. Symposium supports India's goal of achieving net zero greenhouse gas emission by 2070 and fulfilling the vision of a Viksit Bharat by 2047. Niti Aayog launched the Accelerating Sustainable Solutions for Energy Transitions platform to assist states in advancing their green transitions. Symposium also featured the launch of the Facilitating Energy Transition Across States initiative and panel discussion on enabling green transition in India. So basically, the Niti Aayog was founded on 1st of January 2014, and now they have organized green transitions in state. Remember, Niti Aayog has replaced Planning Commission, which was formerly organized after the independence during the first Lok Sabha elections. After the first Lok Sabha elections. Union Home Minister approves for first all-woman battalion in CISF. So Ministry of Home Affairs has approved the establishment of first all-woman battalion at the Central Industrial Security Force. The aim is to enhance women's role in CISF and encourage more young women to join the force. Women constitute over 7% of the CISF, and a new battalion will perform roles in the VIP security and security at airports and Delhi Metro Rail. Preparation for recruitment, training and selection of the location for the headquarters of the new battalion have already started. So CISF comes under the Home Ministry parliamentary forces, and particularly if we talk about CISF, so the responsibility they have is to take care about the PSUs and all the type of government places. Apart from that, recently Suman Kumari became the first woman sniper in BSF. Mohammad Tayyab Ikram elected as the new FIH president. Mohammad Tayyab Ikram elected as the new 13th president of International Hockey Federation. Remember that Asia Women Hockey Championship is going to be held in Bihar in Rajgriha this year. 49th of FIH Statutory Congress in Muscat. Ikram's current tenure will continue until 2032, following his interim presidency from 2020 to 2024 after Narendra Batra resignation. He has served as FIH Head of International Relations and Continental Development Officer and co-chairman of FIH Development and Education Committee. Ikram has been awarded several prestigious titles, including FIH President Award and the Macau National Medal of Maritime Sports. So do remember the name Mohammad Tayyab Ikram, elected as the new FIH President. Arvinder Singh Sahani appointed as the new chairman of Indian Oil Corporation. So Arvinder Singh Sahani has been appointed as the new chairman of the Indian Oil Corporation Limited, replacing Satish Kumar Vaduguri. Sahani previously served as the executive director of business development in the petrochemical divisions of IOC. He has over 3 decades of experience in the refinery and petrochemical sectors and was appointed as the executive director in February 2022. Sahani also chairs the Terra Clean Limited, subsidiary of Indian Oil focused on sustainable solutions. So do remember Arvind Singh Sahani appointed as the new chairman of Indian Oil Corporation. Let's revise what we have learned. So first of all, government reconstituted ISC, that is the Interstate Council, with PM Modi as the chairman, state CM and 9 union ministers as the member. IREL and UKTMP should set up joint venture titanium slag in Odisha. RBI expands forex monitoring with mandatory spot deals reporting. RBI extends the implementation of ATM cassette swap mechanism till March 2025. Karnataka Bank launches 2 financial products for students, KBL Peak and KBL Genius. Punjab and Sindh Bank launched e-bank guarantee facility. India's overall export from during the April-October 2024 at US dollar 468.27 billion with an estimate growth of 7.28%. India signs the memorandum with Russia for advanced Panzer air defense system. Indian scientists of PRL discovered TOI 6651b, new planet 5 times longer than Earth. Vridhiman Shah announced retirement from all forms of cricket. PM Modi amends 150th birth anniversary of Birsa Munda on Janjatiya Gaurav Divas. International Day of Tolerance 16 November. National Press Day 16 November. Indian ranks in 10 countries in patent, trademark, industrial design. The WPIPO report. Elon Musk topped Fortune inaugural 100 most powerful people in business list. Mukesh Ambani ranked 12th. Niti Aayog organized symposium on green transition in states in New Delhi. Union Home Minister approves first all-women battalion in CISF. Mohammad Tayyib Ikram elected as the new FIH president. Arvind Singh Sahni appointed as the new chairman of Indian Oil Corporation. And that's it in this session, guys. I hope you gained a lot of knowledge and learned a lot of things. I will meet you once again in next session, in which we will discuss some more current affairs and will take care of some more general knowledge facts. Till then, take care everyone and see you soon.